Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. It's your girl Lala from Lala Crochet Boutique, and today we're going to crochet this gorgeous Y2K inspired butterfly Barbie core top. I saw this seashell pattern on Pinterest and got inspired to make this top. We're gonna learn how to make this top together right now. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Lala. I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel and like this video so I can continue grow my channel and upload a new crochet tutorial every week. We're going to start by taking our color A yarn, which is the main color, and work a magic ring. If you're not sure how to make a magic ring, I'll link a tutorial now on screen. After we finished with the magic ring, we're going to double crochet 13 into the ring. The first one is going to be a stacked single crochet. I have a tutorial for this as well. I'm just going to do it very quickly. We're going to insert our hook into the ring and work a single crochet, yarn over into both loops, and then we're going to insert our hook into the left loop, yarn over into the loop, and work a single crochet here as well. Next, we're going to work 12 more double crochets. To work a double crochet, we're going to yarn over into the ring, yarn over into the ring, and when we have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over into left 2 only, and yarn over again into remaining 2 loops. Let's work 11 more double crochets into the ring. One more double crochet, last one. We're going to pull the magic ring tail to close it, and then we're going to insert our hook into the first stacked single crochet that acted as our first double crochet, like this. And we're going to work a slip stitch. So yarn over into the first loop only. When you have 2 loops on your hook, grab the left one into the right one to form a slip stitch. Now a round is joined, and we're going to chain 1 to close the round. We're going to start round 2, and we're going to start it by working into the first stitch of the round, the one we just slip stitched into. So if you need to separate the 2 stitches to see it, do it. We're going to insert our hook and work a stacked single crochet like we did before, and this will act as our first double crochet of the round. We're going to insert our hook into the same stitch again and work a double crochet. So we've worked a double crochet increase. Next, we're going to chain 1 and work 1 more double crochet into that same stitch. I know it's a lot, but trust the process. Next, we're going to chain 1, move over to the next stitch, and work a double crochet into the stitch. Chain 1 and work a double crochet into that same stitch we just worked the double crochet into. Then we're going to chain 1 again and repeat this process 3 more times in the next 3 stitches. So yarn over, double crochet into the next stitch, 1, and chain 1, and into the same stitch we're going to work a double crochet. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Make sure you're not missing any stitches. 1, 2, into the same stitch. 1 last time, into the next stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the same stitch, and into the next stitch we're going to do something a little bit different, more like we did in the first stitch. I'm going to yarn over and work a double crochet, chain 1, and work a double crochet increase into that same stitch. So yarn over, work 1 double crochet, and work another double crochet into the same stitch. Overall, you're supposed to have 25 stitches in round 2. To start round 3, we're going to turn our work like this, so the back is facing us. And into that first stitch, we're going to work a stacked single crochet. So insert your hook, yarn over, single crochet, and into that left loop you're going to work another single crochet. And this will act as our first double crochet of the round. Next we're going to skip the next stitch and work into the chain space. Into the chain space we're going to first work 1 double crochet, then chain 1, work another double crochet into the same chain space, and chain 1 again. Next we're going to skip the next 3 stitches, this double crochet, this chain, and this double crochet, and we're going to work the same thing into the next chain space. So yarn over, work a double crochet, chain 1, and into the same chain space another double crochet, and chain 1 again. Again, we're going to skip the next 3 stitches and work the same thing into the next chain space. And chain 1. Again, skip the next 3 stitches and repeat that 2 more times. Double crochet, chain 1, another double crochet into the same chain space, and chain 1. One last time the same thing, skip 3 stitches, work the same thing into the next chain space, next we're going to skip the next 3 stitches and work 1 double crochet into the next chain space, chain 1, and double crochet only without the extra chain. And if you did everything right, you're supposed to have 1 stitch left at the end of the round. We're going to double crochet into it. At the end of this round, you're supposed to have again 25 stitches from here to here. For round 4, we're going to turn our work and repeat round 3. I'm going to finish my round 4 off camera and I'll see you back again at the end of the round. I'm here at the last stitch. I'm gonna work 1 double crochet into it and start round 5. To start round 5, we're going to turn our work a stacked single crochet into the first stitch of the round, then we're going to skip the next stitch and work into the next chain space and work 2 double crochets into the chain space, 1 and 2, then chain 1 and work 2 more double crochets into the same chain space. and then again chain 1. We're going to skip the next 3 stitches and work the same thing into the next chain space. So yarn over, work 2 double crochets into the chain space, 1 and 2, then chain 1, and work 2 more double crochets into the same chain space. Then chain 1. We're going to repeat that 3 more times, and then let's meet again when we're at the last chain space. When we reach the last chain space, we're going to work 2 double crochets into the chain space, 1 and 2, chain 1, again into the same chain space, double crochet 2, and then as before, work 1 double crochet into the last stitch. At the end of round 5, you're supposed to have 37 stitches. For round 6, we're going to first turn our work and simply repeat round 5. So start with a stacked single crochet in the first stitch. After we work the first stacked single crochet, we're going to skip the next 2 stitches into the next chain space. Work 2 double crochets into the chain space, chain 1, 2 more double crochets into the chain space, and chain 1. And then the only different thing is we're going to skip 5 stitches and not 3 as in the previous round. We're going to skip 1, 2 stitches, 1 chain, and 2 more stitches, 5 stitches in total. So we're going to skip that and go straight into the next chain space and do the same thing we did in the previous chain space. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 more double crochets, and chain 1. Let's repeat that 3 more times, and I'll see you back again at the last chain space. I'm here at the last chain space, so let's work 2 double crochets into the chain space, chain 1, 2 more double crochets into the chain space, and we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2 double crochets, and work double crochet into the last stitch. To start round 7, we're going to turn our work. Work 1 stacked single crochet into the first stitch. Then we're going to work straight into the next chain space like we did before. We're going to work 2 double crochets like we did before, only this time we're not going to work 1 chain, we're going to work 2 chains. And only then work 2 more double crochets into the same chain space. Then again we're going to chain 1, skip the next 5 stitches and work into the next chain space, and repeat what we just did. 2 double crochets, chain 2, then 2 more double crochets into the same chain space, and lastly chain 1. We're going to repeat this process 3 more times in the next 3 chain spaces, and I'll see you back again when we're at the last chain space. When we reach the last chain space, we're going to work 2 double crochets into that chain space. Then again we're going to chain 1, 2 more double crochets into the chain space, skip the next 2 stitches and work 1 double crochet into the last stitch. And this was round 7. At the end of round 7, you're supposed to have 43 stitches. To start round 8, we're going to turn our work, work 1 stacked single crochet into the first stitch, then skip the next 2 stitches, go straight into the chain space and work 3 double crochets into the chain space. 1, 2, and 3. You can scoop them over to make them more tight. Then we're going to chain 2 and work 3 more double crochets into the same chain space. 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to chain 2. Then we're going to skip the next 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go into the next chain space and do the exact same thing. 3 double crochets, scoop them over, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the same chain space. And then chain 2. Let's repeat that 3 more times into the next 3 chain spaces, and again I'll see you back when we're at the last chain space. After we worked our way into the last chain space, we're going to work 3 double crochets into the next chain space, the last chain space actually. 1, 2, and 3. You are going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and work 3 more double crochets into the chain space. And finally, skip the next 2 stitches and work a double crochet into the last stitch. Next, we're going to repeat round 8. How many times? If you are like me making sizes small to medium, you're going to repeat row 8 for 1 more row. If you're making sizes large to extra large, you're going to repeat row 8 for 3 more rows. And if you want to make sizes extra large and up, you're going to repeat row 8 until it fits you, but make sure it's going to be odd number of rows, meaning 5, 7, 9, etc. So let's repeat round 8, turn our work, work 1 stacked single crochet into the first stitch of the round, skip the next 3 stitches, and work 3 double crochets into the chain space. 2 and 3, chain 2, and work 3 more double crochets into the chain space. Skip the next 8 stitches and go right into the next chain space. This is what we're going to repeat until the end of the round, and repeat the round as many times as we need. Depends on the size we're making. I'm making size small to medium, so I'll complete this round and see you back again for round 10. Now I'm at the end of round 9, gonna work 1 last double crochet into the last stitch. Then for round 10, we're going to turn our work 1 stacked single crochet into the first stitch as we did before. Skip the next 3 stitches and work 3 double crochets into the next chain space. Chain 2, work 3 more double crochets into the next chain space,
chain 2, and repeat that 4 more times into the next 4 chain spaces here between the clusters, and I'll see you again when we're at the last chain space. Skip the next 8 stitches, 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets, and do the same into the next chain space. I'm working the last chain 2 before the last chain space, and when we got here to the last chain space of round 10 or 11, we're not going to do what we did here. We're going to work 8 double crochets into that chain space. So work 8 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last one, 8. Then we're going to skip the next 3 stitches and slip stitch into that last stitch. Insert your hook, yarn over, into the loop, and slip stitch. To start round 11, we're going to turn our work, skip that first slip stitch we did, work 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into that 4th stitch we're going to work another single crochet and work an increase. So work another single crochet into the same stitch and work 4 more single crochets in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next we're going to chain 1 and work 8 double crochets into the next chain space. We're going to skip those 2 chains, skip those 3 double crochets, and work 8 double crochets like we did here into the next chain space. So work 8 double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Whoop, and 8. Next we're going to chain 1 again, skip the next 8 stitches, these 3 double crochets, 2 single crochet, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets, and work 3 double crochets into the next chain space. 1, 2, 3, whoop. Then chain 2 and work 3 double crochets into the same chain space. 1, 2, and 3. And next, chain 2. Let's repeat that 2 more times into the next 2 chain spaces, and let's meet again on the last chain space. I'm at the last chain space of the round. I'm going to work 3 double crochets into the chain space. Chain 2 and work 3 more double crochets into the same chain space. Then we're going to skip the next 3 stitches and work a 1 double crochet into the last stitch. Let's continue to round 12. We're going to turn our work. We're going to work 1 stacked single crochet into the first stitch. Then skip the next 3 stitches and work 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets into the first chain space. Then we're going to chain 2 skip the next 8 stitches, 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets, and work 3 double crochets and chain 2 and 3 more double crochets into the next chain space. Then we're going to chain 2, skip the next 8 stitches again, and work the same thing into the next chain space. 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the same chain space. Now we're going to skip again those 8 stitches and work 8 double crochets into the next chain space. So skip those stitches, go straight into this chain space and work 8 double crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Next, you're going to skip those 3 double crochet and slip stitch into this chain space here. So under the chains, yarn over and slip stitch. Then we're going to chain 1. To start round 13, we're going to turn our work and single crochet into the next 8 stitches. We're going to skip this chain here, this slip stitch here, and go straight into those 8 double crochets, work 3 single crochets, then in the 4th stitch we're going to work an increase, 2 single crochets in the same stitch, and 4 more single crochets in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to chain 1, skip the next 3 stitches and work 8 double crochets into the next chain space. Next we're going to chain 1, skip those next 8 stitches and work 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets into the next chain space. Then we're going to chain 2 and do the same into the next chain space. 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. And finally, we're going to skip the next 3 stitches and work a double crochet into the last stitch of the round. Oop. Let's move on to round 14. To start round 14, we're going to again turn our work. Work 1 stacked single crochet into the first stitch of the round. Then skip the next 3 stitches and work 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets into the next chain space. Then we're going to skip the next 8 stitches and work 8 double crochets into the next chain space. So skip, 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 and into this chain space here, 8 double crochets. Seven and 8. Nice. Then we're going to skip the next 3 stitches and slip stitch under this chain space here. Slip stitch, then chain 1, and turn our work to start round 15 and last. We're going to skip this chain here, the slip stitch here, and work 3 single crochets into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Then work a single crochet increase into the next stitch, 1 and another single crochet into the same stitch, then 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches. And lastly, we're going to skip the next 3 stitches and work 8 double crochets into that last chain space. When we're done with the last shell stitch, we're going to slip stitch into that last stitch. And now, since we're in this position and we don't want to cut the yarn and add a new one, for stability, we're going to start chaining the strap for the collar. So chain 150, or if you need longer straps, please add more chains. So let's continue working our chains. And now that we have our 150 chains, we can simply grab our scissors and cut off the yarn. Fasten off, pull away the hook, and tighten the last stitch up. Then you can also cut off the tail. Now we have one wing ready. Let's go make this second one. What we're going to do next is turn it so we can mark the 2 stitches that we're going to work from and to. Grab 2 stitch markers. Mark the stitch right next to the double crochet here. And count, including this stitch, 6 stitches away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And mark this one as well. You'll have 1 stitch left that you are not going to crochet into. Next, we're going to turn our work. Grab the same color we used for the wing, color A. Make a slip knot. If you're not sure how to make a slip knot, I'll link a tutorial. Then you're going to take out the stitch marker. Make sure you remember which stitch it was in. Insert your hook instead. Put the slip knot on the hook, tighten it up, and attach the new yarn with a chain into the stitch. And from now on, we're simply going to repeat from round 2 till whatever round you got, depends on your size. So we're going to start with a stacked single crochet. And work a double crochet into the same stitch. Chain 1 and another double crochet into the same stitch. Exactly what we did in round 2 of the first wing. Then chain 1 and repeat the pattern starting from round 2. And you can see that we're starting to replicate what we did on the first wing on the other side. I'm going to complete my second wing off camera, and I'll see you back again when our 2 wings are done. This is how our top will look like when we finished both wings or cups and both collar straps. And now we're going to add the accent collar. First, we're going to turn the top upside down because we're going to start from this point here. You're going to grab whatever color you chose for the second color. I chose this nude sand color. Gonna make a slip knot on your finger. And we're gonna work between rounds 1 and 2. You see this little circle that's kind of formed between rounds 2 and 1? We're going to work on it directly. So we're going to insert our hook and take it out from the next hole we have. Put the slip knot on the hook and attach the yarn. We're going to yarn over to chain 1. What you're going to do is simply insert the hook under the connection point of the 2 rounds, yarn over into the loop and slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 1 and do the same thing under every stitch. Slip stitch, then chain 1. Now that we've completed the round, you see you have a beautiful circle. What we're going to do next is join the circle. So you're going to insert your hook under the first chain that we did and work a slip stitch. Then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work like this. Next, we're going to work around the top. Start from here. What we're going to do is work 2 double crochets on the side of each double crochet row. You're going to take the hook and insert it under the first double crochet of each row. Work 1 single crochet and then work another single crochet. Move over to the next double crochet row and work 2 double crochets under it or into it. You're going to do like that to each double crochet row. So work your way all the way to the last row. And now that we got to the strap, what we're going to do is chain 1, skip the stitch of the strap, and then work 8 single crochets on top of these 8 double crochets we did in the shell stitch. When you're finished, you're going to work 1 slip stitch between the stitches into the chain space, and again work 1 single crochet on top of each of the next stitches until you reach the next chain space. When you reach the chain space, you're going to slip stitch under the chain space and continue to the next stitch to work your single crochets like we did before. This is the pattern that we're going to repeat until we reach the last shell stitch here, back on the side of the top. Single crochets on top of each stitches of the shell stitch and then slip stitch under the chain spaces. Now that we've finished the last shell, I'll work my last single crochet. What we're going to do is do the exact same thing we did here on the top. We're going to work 2 single crochets for each double crochet row. all the way to the first double crochet of the second row. And what you're going to do now is chain 1 and slip stitch into the middle stitch here of the circle. Insert your hook and slip stitch, and then chain 1 again. And now we're going to do the exact same thing we did on this wing on the other wing here, only now we'll start from the bottom. Now that we've finished our round and our top looks like this, what's left for us to do is join the round. We're going to chain 1 and slip stitch into the first stitch we did in the circle. Then we're going to chain 1. Once we've finished our edging, we're going to slip stitch 2 of the circle stitches, 1 and next stitch 2. So it will get us here to this column of chain spaces. You see that we have chain spaces stacked onto each other, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. We're going to chain 1 and space out those stitches so we see the first chain space. Insert your hook under the chain space, yarn over, and slip stitch into the loop. Let's do that again. Chain 1 and make sure the chain is pretty loose. Insert your hook under the chain space, the next chain space, and slip stitch. And again, a loose loop, slip stitch under the chain space, and slip stitch. We'll continue doing that all the way to the top of the wing, the top of the column. Do chain 1 and slip stitch into the chain space until you reach the last chain space. This is how it will look when we've reached the last chain space. We've created this beautiful line. What we're going to do is chain 1 and slip stitch into this stitch here. So we'll have a connection. After we slip stitch into the closest stitch, we're going to chain 1. And then in order to get to the next chain space column, to do exactly as we did right now, we're going to slip stitch into all of these stitches here on the shell stitch. How do we do that? We're going to insert our hook into the stitch and slip stitch into the next stitch, like this 9 times, all the way to the other side of the shell stitch. Next, you're going to turn your work, and we're going to do exactly like we did here, only from this direction. So we're going to start by making a chain, a very loose chain, and then slip stitch under the next chain space. Chain 1, and then under the next chain space. Chain 1, under the next chain space. All the way down to the final chain space of round 2. When we got to the last chain space, we chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch into the stitch in front of us in the circle. Insert your hook and slip stitch. Now we're going to turn our work, so it will be easier to work on the next chain space column. Slip stitch into the next stitch in the circle, and repeat what we did in the previous chain spaces column. Chain 1, locate the first chain space of round 2, insert your hook under it, and slip stitch. Chain 1, under the chain space, and slip stitch. And this is the process of what we're doing for all next chain spaces columns. We're going to repeat that in kind of a snake shape, up and down, until we reach the last chain space, wherever it may be for you, depends on your size. I'm going to complete mine off camera, and I'll see you back again when the decorated wing is complete. When we finish, this is how it's supposed to look. I'm at my last chain space. I'm going to chain 1 very loosely and then slip stitch into a stitch in color B. Then we're going to chain 1, grab our scissors and cut off the yarn. Pull away the hook and tighten up the stitch to fasten off. Next, we're going to attach new yarn to this side of the circle to do the exact same thing on the second wing. Grab the color B yarn, make a slip knot and put it on the hook. Turn your work like this. It will be easier to work. I recommend starting from this side this time. So we're going to attach the new yarn right next to the first chain space of round 2. Attach the new yarn by slip stitching or what other method you find comfortable. Then again, like we did before, we're going to chain 1, locate the first chain space and slip stitch under it. Chain 1, locate the next chain space and slip stitch under it. And we're going to repeat that all the way to the last chain space column, which is this one. Don't forget, when you get to the head of the shell stitch, we're going to slip stitch into each of the stitches in the shell stitch. This way we can maneuver our way to the next chain space column. This is how our top will look like when we've finished adding the details on both wings. After we slip stitched into the last chain space, we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch, then chain 1, grab our scissors again, cut off the yarn, pull away the hook, and tighten the stitch up. And now for the final part, we're going to add the extra straps. Next, you're going to grab 2 stitch markers and mark the next places. This point right here between the last 2, I don't know how to say it, feathers, let's say. Put 1 stitch marker here and another stitch marker in the exact same place on the other side between the bottom 2 feathers. Like this. Next, you're going to grab color A yarn and make a slip knot. Start from each of the places we marked, it doesn't matter which one. Take out the stitch marker and insert your hook into each stitch in color A on the back, like this. Place the slip knot on the hook and attach the yarn like this. Chain 1 to secure, and next you're going to chain 99 more chains, a total of 100. Once you're done chaining 100 and you have the strap attached, you can simply cut off the yarn, pull away the hook, and tighten the stitch up. And now we're going to do the exact same thing we did on the other stitch we marked with the stitch marker. And now we're going to do the exact same thing on the second place we marked with the stitch marker. Now we're almost done. We're going to grab our darning needle and weave in all tails left. Of course, do it on the back so we cannot see the tails we weaved in. If you have two strands that's close to each other, you can just tie them together a few times and cut the tails real close. To wear the top, first what we're going to do is take the two collar straps and make an X shape behind our neck. Take the two straps and put it behind our hands. Count 3 feathers from the bottom and then insert the strap between the 3rd and 4th feather. And of course, do the same on the other side. Then you're going to tie the two straps together behind your back. Then grab the bottom straps and tie them also together behind your back. And this is it, you guys. Our butterfly Y2K Barbie cord top is ready. I really hope you liked it, and if you made it, please tag me on Instagram. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps my channel grow and keeps me going. I'll see you next video. Bye!